Hi, I'm Colby, and today I want to talk about See How They Run. It's a new whodunit film directed by Tom George and it stars Sam Rockwell and Saoirse Ronan. So I feel like in the last several years there have been a kind of revitalization in the whodunit genre, particularly with films like Knives Out, which were like really original and fun and I don't know, that was one of my favorite films of that year because of how well it executed on this really fun genre. There's also been a couple remakes of classic Agatha Christie films like Murder on the Orient Express, as well as Death on the Nile. And this year, the much-hyped Knives Out sequel, Glass Onion, is also coming out. So this film is kind of exciting. It kind of tides us over until Glass Onion comes out, and it's in that same vein. And actually, I think it kind of fits into this weird box between those two films it's not wholly original like Glass Onion or Knives Out, and it's also not just a complete remake like Murder on the Orient Express or Death on the Nile. Instead, it pays homage to this classic Agatha Christie play, The Mousetrap, and it's set in this very meta setting. So if you like those two films, you'll like this one. But if you're expecting something wholly original, I think you might feel a little bit disappointed because it's not maybe quite as good as that. That being said, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. I particularly love Saoirse Ronan's performance, which was really funny, and her timing is like really perfect, and she really steals every scene that she's in. Sam Rockwell also does a great kind of grizzled old detective who's reluctantly having to train this spunky, kind of irritating younger cop. So their dynamic is really great, and it's just a fun, kind of silly film. So the setting of the film is in the 1950s London, and it takes place backstage at the long-running performances of Mousetrap. So if you know the story of Mousetrap, you're going to get a lot of additional meta jokes. And if you know Agatha Christie's other works and just the tropes of the genre, this movie likes to play with those tropes and especially play with the story of Mousetrap. But it's not required. You don't need to have seen that. But I think if you have seen Mousetrap, you'll get an extra layer of humor. And you may be able to spot some of the details and spot what's coming a little bit quicker if you know that story really well. But again, it's fun even without that. So there's a lot of meta jokes, a lot of kind of play on these tropes that are part of the whodunit genre, but everyone's having a lot of fun too. So the main cast is also all cast in Mousetrap in the film. And so it's a lot of actors and people in the theater world, writers and producers and directors. So they all kind of have over-the-top personalities. And whenever they're being interviewed by the detectives, they always have a certain flourish and glamour to them. And you can tell that the actors really are enjoying these roles, which, sometimes is really endearing, sometimes a little bit irritating because no one's taking it too seriously, I felt like. Overall, I think just following the characters of Saoirse Ronan and Sam Rockwell as they go through different red herrings, go through different clues. Some of it maybe is a little bit cliched, but I think that the film is really well made. I think that all the sets and the costumes and the cinematography are all really well done. I think sometimes, in particular, there are some shots where it's like a split screen and they're showing two different angles of the same shot, which are also which is an interesting kind of unique way to kind of spice things up a bit. Overall though, I really had a lot of fun watching this film and I definitely recommend it. I like this film a lot more than the remakes of Agatha Christie's works because those original films were so good, you don't really need a remake. That's not really necessary. Whereas this at least tried to do something different than just a complete remake. That being said, there's something really fun about, more original stories like Knives Out than kind of retrotting this genre with the most classic of whodunits. So anyway, I definitely would recommend watching it for a good time if you like that genre. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to know what you think I got wrong, and maybe if you have any other film recommendations for fans of whodunits, let me know. So thanks so much for watching. Bye.